Okay, baby, I'm back. I actually fulfilled my promise, and I'm doing another video. So, if you remember in my last video, I did talk about how I have my power first ranked. And I did a lot of arguing to basically tell you guys that I have Dirk over Kevin Garnett, and I still have them both under Tim Duncan. Which, that's not, those are like, personal preference. Most people would still probably say Kevin Garnett, and that's okay. I disagree with you, but at the end of the day, that's a debatable thing. So we're talking about something that's almost as debatable, and is more controversial, actually. I have Giannis second all time in power forwards. Yeah, okay. So, if you don't think that, I just want to remind you, Giannis has the same amount of finals, has the same amount of finals won as both of those guys won. Giannis is still active, so he has a chance to make more finals. I think he's the favorite so far. I think he'll actually come out of the East this year. I think once his team gets healthy and they get their stuff back together, they're going to be great. I think the adjustments that Mike Budenholzer made in the playoffs last year, although he was making them against teams that a lot of people don't really, a lot of people at the time were saying those teams weren't as, strong or as good as they could be. But I think winning the championship has really changed the narrative around Mike Budenholzer, because I think right after they lost in the bubble, in the 20 to 2021 season, but right before they made the playoffs and even before they made the finals and won it all, the narrative really was if he doesn't get it right in this playoffs, he needs to be fired. And it was looking really bad. I remember I was outside. I was watching the game, the Heat game. They had that was very close, and the Giannis and the Bucks barely won that game. I'm not sure what game that was, but I'm pretty sure the playoffs had just really started. It could be they were on the Bucks floor, so I think it was it might have been game 1 or 2. I'm not sure. And I remember thinking that Eric Spoelstra was going to outcoach Budenholzer in the series, and we could have a very similar result to last year. Again, but Miami wasn't ready for that team, and they weren't ready at all for what Giannis had for them. Now, again, granted, that Miami team was not as good as the one that showed up in the finals, and they were also, tired and stuff. But I still think, that Giannis would have won that series, even if they were healthy, right? Next series, people are like, the Nets are healthy. Okay, screw you, Siri. Siri just cucked me, so I may or may not edit this out. Probably not. But anyway, if you think the Nets would have won that series when they're healthy, I can't really say you're wrong. It's not. I tend to lean more to the Nets winning that series if they were healthy, but you never know. That series did go to 7, and honestly, I think we just have to accept that they played the team that was in front of them, and they beat the team that was in front of them, and it's whatever. And also, we gotta really realize that Harden and Kyrie, or at least Harden recently, is pretty injury prone, and that Kyrie has always been pretty injury prone, and you're not really sure what you'll get from him in the playoffs. You'll either get a great series out of him, or you won't get him at all because he's injured. All right. Giannis, by the way, I do 100% believe Giannis was the best player in that series. I don't care what Giannis tells you about KD being better than him. I just don't see it. They had similar offensive numbers on similar efficiency, even though Giannis' efficiency was better. He's taking better shots. He's at the rim more. That's whatever. But I feel like if you score anywhere and you do it consistently and you do it efficiently, it shouldn't matter, and you should be considered the better scorer if you're doing it more efficiently and on the same production on similar shots too. I think where the shots come from matters, but that's only if you're around the exact same efficiency. And since Kevin Durant didn't win that series and he wasn't playing nearly as good defense as Giannis was, I think it's clear to say that Giannis was the best player in that series. Next, we have the Atlanta Hawks. Look, the Atlanta Hawks took advantage of a bad bracket, and they suck this year. So, I don't know what to say. I really thought they would be like a 4 or 5 seed this year. I really thought with the coaching addition of Nick McMillan and the team would just get slightly better. I didn't think that they would be this bad this year, but they're not playing defense again, and they're starting to look like the Hawks of old. So we're gonna leave them alone. This video is really it's about the Bucks run last year. It's about the fact that I think they'll win, or they'll either come out of the East this year, or they'll come very close. I think at the minimum they'll be in an Eastern Conference Finals. No, it's not about any of that, to be quite honest. This video is about why Giannis is better than your favorite power forward. Fuck you, Siri. This is the second time you've interrupted me. This is about how Giannis is better than your favorite power forward all time. And also, one more thing. Unless they're Tim Duncan. Unless your favorite power forward is Tim Duncan. I don't think he's that close to him yet. I think Giannis currently is a top 15 player of all time. I would have to remake the list to really assess that. But I do believe that he's already surpassed Dirk and Kevin Garnett, and I still have them in around the 15 to 20 area. So I think he's surpassed him. I think he's probably there, right? I think he's in that range. So keep that in mind. I have Tim Duncan at 6. Now, the spots between there are very contested, so it's really easy for me to see someone actually leapfrogging there. I know that sounds kind of redundant, but what I mean is if you're close to let's say I really have a similar idea as a tier system. If you're closer to this all-time great, right here, this is the range you're in. I think you're all close and comparable enough. Whereas if you want to escape the range, it's easy for you to leapfrog all of the people in this range and get over here, right? Wow, we're only 6 minutes in. My last video was 18 minutes long. But anyway, that's important. So that's very crucial. I think Giannis should be the front runner for MVP currently. Now, I want you to remember the date here is January, I think it's either 14th or 15th by the time I'm recording this video. And it's probably going to come up the same day I'm recording it, so I'm not sure. But yeah, I think Giannis is around that range, keep in mind. And I think that Giannis should be winning the MVP this year. Which wouldn't, if everything that I predicted so far is true, that means Giannis will have another Eastern Conference Finals appearance. Giannis will probably have another MVP year. Giannis will have the same amount of defensive players as Kevin Garnett. Giannis will have the same amount of Finals MVPs as Dirk. So I think, honestly, it should not even be a debate if he's past his players all time. I think what should be a debate is, can he catch up to Tim Duncan? It seems wild. Tim Duncan has 5 rings, and Tim Duncan has a whole lot of longevity. And Giannis wasn't really the guy that we think of him as right now as Giannis until, not this version of him, obviously, because this version of him is completely different, in my opinion, from the version that he was even 2 to 3 years ago. Because the playmaking has taken a huge leap. His decision-making has taken a very big leap as well, along with that side of that playmaking. And I don't just mean passing, but yes, Giannis has improved as a passer. Giannis as a defender has also improved. Giannis is actually, TSO Sage said this best. Giannis has changed the opinion of casuals on what clutch means. Giannis has actually opened the mind of many people to defense being clutch, which it always was, but now the casuals know it too, which is crazy. If a player can do that, it's amazing. And also, I think we were overreacting at the beginning of the season. We were talking about Giannis's jump shot and stuff, and it being raps if you get that. Honestly, if they continue to do a similar formula what they're doing now, if Giannis's playmaking gets any better than it already is, I think he's, as a talent, he's already like really, really high up there. He's a talent. He's got to be at least top 15, because I think as a talent he's similar to something as a KD. Last year's KD, by the way, not Golden State KD. Golden State KD was completely unlocked, and he played amazing defense. I think that version of KD is top 10 all time, just as a talent. Don't crucify me. But I think Giannis is up there in that range, and that's I don't really know what to say about that. I just think that's very impressive and is kind of crazy because I remember 2 to 3 years ago we were always talking about he's 2 to 3 years away. He's a jump shot away. No, Giannis was playmaking away, and that's kind of crazy. That's crazy. Giannis is and I don't really know how much I can hold it against Tim Duncan. Tim Duncan is when I'm comparing them, I think Tim Duncan has the edge defensively. I don't think that one's really debatable. His all defensive numbers are fucking crazy. His block ratio to fouls, a lot of the numbers that Tim Duncan is a fucking stat monster. And I don't think a lot of people appreciate that. So my next video might actually be on Tim Duncan. I don't know why I'm doing a strand of just power forward videos, but that's probably what my next video will be. I don't know if it'll be in the same video format as this one or if it'll be in a more similar one to the last one. But I do think most of them will be kind of unedited. I think I will have some notes next to me. I don't know if you can hear that. Some notes next to me. This is my sketchbook, but I had a book around, so I was... anyway, that's not important. Okay. I really think that Giannis has a chance to be great all time. So back to hypotheticals. I already established where I think he is now, but hypothetically speaking, what do I think he can do to crack into the top 10? Well, I should probably establish what my top 10 is. It's Jordan, Braun. I don't want to explain these ones right now. I'll do that later. Every YouTuber has their top 10 video that doesn't really change that much, and it's stagnant. This is my list currently. MJ, Braun. Third, I have Magic. Fourth, I have Kareem. Fifth, actually, I don't have Duncan at fifth. I have Duncan at fifth. I said sixth earlier in the video. I have Duncan at fifth. I have Kobe at sixth. I have Shaq at 7. 8 is Bird. I know it's crazy to see Bird this low. Probably not, actually, to be quite honest, but Bird's there. 8 is Bird. 9, I have Bill Russell. And then 10, if Curry wasn't shit in the fucking bed right now, I'd probably make an argument for Curry to be 10 in this top 10, but he shit the fucking bed really bad recently. And if he wins, he'll be there. If he wins the chip this year, he'll be there. But 10, I think I have Will. I could be forgetting someone. But 10, I have Will. Will Chamberlain, of course. Anyway, if you know, you know. Yeah. So he's there. I think Giannis can surpass Will easily. I'm sorry, but Will's era is too weak. He didn't win enough in that era for me. I know Will was a great player. Don't get me wrong, but my all-time list is based on playoff success and what you did with that playoff success. So yeah, Wilt's all the way at the bottom of my top 10 currently. I think Giannis can enter the top 10 if he wins another chip and another MVP. Because Wilt has, if I'm not wrong, he won in 72, and I think he's another year where he won. But I could be wrong. Because I'm not gonna act like I know all of Wilt Chamberlain's career. The reason I have Wilt there is actually more to do with his records and numbers than it is really to do with his playoff success, because they're just so absurd. At a certain point, when numbers are that absurd, you have to put them and you have to acknowledge your talent. And the reason I have Russell this low is because the era was really weak. So, but I do value the winning more than that, right? Yeah, I think if Giannis wins another chip and he wins another MVP. He's obviously going to win another Finals MVP there. Those shouldn't really matter for all-time debates, but in a certain range of players, they do. And then the next players that I'm going to list are where I think he's currently around. I think he's currently around the Wades of the world. He's currently around the Stephs. He's currently around the KDs. He's currently around the... Okay, so I listed those 4. He's currently around the Hakeems. He's currently around Kevin Garnett's of the world. He's in that range. I think he can surpass them because all of those players either have 2 to 3 chips. I think he surpassed them, and most of those players have around at least 2. They have at least 2 or 1 MVP, except Dwayne Wade. But Dwayne Wade's 06 run is so crazy that he's just there, and he has 3 chips too. So he's around that range. Fuck low battery warning as well. Fuck that. Honestly, fuck iOS in general. But like, yeah, he's around that range. I think he surpassed him with another chip, so he can really. Because Giannis has more regular season success than them, and he has more awards than them, just by volume, right? I'm not counting Finals MVPs right now, because I think my video after the Tim Duncan video will probably be about, you know, why people value Finals MVPs so much and why that's not Steph's fault. I might do that. I might look at the numbers and really back it up, and I might come to the conclusion that, hey, I'm wrong. Steph didn't deserve the Finals MVPs in those years, and that we should shut up about it. And that video also might be disguised as who was really better in those years, KD or Steph, because I have them in a very similar place all-time rankings, and it's really hard to argue those two. But this video is about Giannis. I think Giannis can surpass them. I think right now Giannis is better than both of them. I think Giannis is the best player in the world. And then I might have to do another video about who do I have as the best players in the world right now. But that video might need to come after Steph's done shitting the bed. No offense, but Curry has been putrid recently. Keep in mind, this video is coming out on January 14th or 15th. So if you know how bad Steph's been recently, you know how bad Steph's been recently. All right, anyway, if you like the video, like the video. If you hate the video, like the video anyway, so I can know that you hate the video, because I can't see dislikes anyway, so I need to know that you watched the video. If you really hate my video, subscribe to Hate Like Me, because that's what YouTube's all about. And if you do really like the videos, you should probably just subscribe, you know, so you can keep seeing more of these in your algorithm. But anyway, this has been Basketball Soup, and I'm out.